Hello, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Have you ever felt that a live broadcast wasn't really a show, but rather a quiet conversation meant just for you? Jungkook's Weverse Live Today felt exactly like that, warm, honest, without any distance. From simple stories, the pressure behind the camera, to one small moment when Jimin's name was mentioned, everything flowed so closely. And when that smile appeared, we knew this wasn't an ordinary broadcast. In this video, we'll dive into the small details that turn out to matter the most. Get ready, because this moment will stay in your heart for a long time. Jungkook went live on Weverse Today, and from the very first second, the atmosphere felt different. It wasn't like watching a global star speak to millions of fans, but rather like sitting face to face with him in a quiet room, a space without distance, where voice, soft laughter, and honesty blended naturally. There was an unforced warmth, a calm that slowly seeped in, as if Jungkook wasn't there to perform, but to truly share. He opened the broadcast with a simple topic, his hair. With a small laugh, Jungkook talked about his decision to finally cut it, even though he had once planned to grow it longer. He admitted he was already used to changing styles and getting perms, but this time the length felt too heavy to maintain. There was honesty there, about comfort, about recognizing personal limits. Interestingly, he also said that he thought long hair actually suited him better. A light remark, yet one that hinted at self-awareness and self-acceptance. The conversation then shifted to his latest photoshoot with Chanel. In a softer tone, Jungkook expressed his gratitude to the fans, not as a formality, but as a sincere acknowledgement from someone who truly understands how much love supports him. He also shared the pressure he felt during the shoot, the high expectations, the demand for perfection, even moments when he had to ask the director to be a little more understanding. The confession was simple, yet that was exactly where its strength lay. Jungkook didn't try to appear strong all the time, he chose honesty. And it was that honesty that made him feel even closer. He then mentioned that the night before, he had attended Greg's concert. His eyes seemed to light up as he talked about it. The concert, he said, awakened nostalgia, bringing him back to the past, to old feelings he rarely expresses. Behind the spotlight and the grand stages, Jungkook is still someone who holds memories, who can be moved by music, and who occasionally allows himself to sink into reflection. When fans began teasing him about comeback spoilers, Jungkook laughed, a laugh that sounded sincere and slightly bashful. He admitted that he really wanted to spoil something, a desire that almost slipped past his lips before he held it back. Still, he shared one important statement: all the members are satisfied with the album. Just one sentence, but enough to make ARMY's hearts race. Their satisfaction is a quiet promise of quality and of hearts fully poured into the work. The topic then shifted to cover songs. And this is where the atmosphere became much more intimate. Jungkook spoke in a more relaxed, more personal tone, as if he wasn't responding to thousands of comments, but talking to one person he trusted. He shared a simple yet meaningful wish, to sing songs he has never covered before. New songs, new feelings, different challenges. There was a spirit of exploration there, along with humility, the desire to keep learning and to keep growing. With a small smile you could almost feel even through his voice, he asked ARMY what songs they would like to hear him sing. Comments flooded in instantly. Title after title appeared, and among them, a few names surfaced repeatedly, Jimin's songs. When that name was mentioned, there was a pause, almost invisible, yet deeply felt. Jungkook stopped for a moment, not out of hesitation, nor avoidance, but because he was genuinely thinking about his answer. Then, in an honest and straightforward tone, he said, "Jimin Hyung's songs are really good, right? But the key is too high. It doesn't seem to fit my vocal range." The sentence was short and simple, yet that was precisely where its power lay. There was clear admiration in his voice when he spoke about Jimin's songs, a subtle acknowledgement that Jimin's voice exists at a high, beautiful, and challenging level. Without realizing it, that statement only deepened ARMY's admiration. If Jungkook, with his extraordinary vocal ability, says that, then just how incredible is Jimin's voice? There was one small detail that was hard to ignore. When Jimin's name was mentioned, Jungkook's expression softened noticeably. A small smile appeared naturally. his face warmed, his voice sounded lighter, as if hearing that name always brought comfort. It wasn't something forced, but a genuine reaction that surfaced instinctively. This is Jungkook. In small moments like these, his sincerity is most visible. When he hears Jimin's name, a small light seems to switch on in his expression, a spontaneous reflection of feelings that are already deeply familiar. Not just a fellow group member, not merely another vocalist, but someone whose presence always brings a special warmth to his heart. And ARMY knows, feelings like that can't be faked. He closed the broadcast by hinting that there would be many songs from the members released in the future. A simple ending, yet full of meaning. The live ended, but its warmth lingered, leaving fans smiling, touched, and filled with hope for the days to come. Now, we move on to the latest clip from episode 5. A short segment that holds something increasingly rare on screen: unmanufactured honesty. This isn't just a visual treat or a sequence of scenes designed to entertain. This clip feels like a window briefly opening, revealing moments that are alive, breathing, and beating with a deeply human rhythm, warm, sincere, almost fragile. These moments don't stop when the episode ends. They don't disappear when the screen fades to black. On the contrary, they stay, slowly seeping into the viewer's feelings, lingering longer than expected, and resurfacing like memories that refuse to let go. There is something almost magical about watching Jungkook and Jimin experience each second side by side. Not because of what they do, but because of how they do it. Without pretense. Without emotional scripts. Without the distance that usually forms when cameras turn on. Everything flows so naturally, as if the world around them blurs and all that remains are two people fully present in the same moment. This clip captures the essence of youth in its purest form, raw, loud, awkward, fragile, and precisely because of that, so beautiful. Curiosity, excitement, doubt, and nervousness collide, then find their own rhythm. But the most touching thing is something very simple. No one truly leaves. When fear appears, they don't step away. They stay. They glance toward each other. There's a brief look that seems to say, "I'm here." And from there, courage grows. This is where the true strength of this moment lies, not in the activity itself, but in the way they emotionally lean on each other. Each other's presence becomes an anchor, enough to make everything feel survivable, even with a racing heart. The broadcast has ended. The clip is short, but its warmth remains. Because what we witnessed wasn't just Jungkook and Jimin in front of a camera, but two human beings showing up for each other, without distance, without pretense. In a world that is so carefully curated, small honesty, fleeting glances, and spontaneous smiles feel incredibly rare and real. If this moment made you smile or feel touched, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Write in the comments, which moment touched your heart the most? Thank you for being with Jikook Moments. See you in the next story, where warmth always finds its way.